It's essential for students to engage with their feedback. We know from the literature that feedback is the single biggest influence on learning, even more than direct instruction in the classroom in some cases. I'm Naomi Winstone, I'm a senior lecturer in higher education and I'm the principal investigator on this project. Research conducted at the University of Surrey has shown that students can find it difficult to act upon the feedback they receive because they're often unsure what the feedback actually means, and also because they're not sure what steps they need to take to put that feedback into practice.
It can be quite difficult as a student to really just separate yourself from the grade.
Everyone kind of knows they need to use their feedback, but I felt like personally I didn't really do it, so I was like, oh okay, I'll have a quick read through of that.
So in our previous projects, there were two things that students told us would be particularly beneficial in supporting their engagement with feedback. The first was to have the opportunity to synthesise their feedback from different modules, from different assignments, and to do this by collecting those pieces of feedback together in one place. And the second was to be able to access concrete tools and resources that they could use to support their implementation of feedback. So in the first phase of this project, we asked 36 students to work with us to create an online portfolio that would achieve both of these aims.
I'm Roger Rees and I'm head of the Department of Technology Enhanced Learning. We worked with the Department of Higher Education to develop a tool to support students with how they use their feedback.
So FEATS was developed using a fully participatory approach.
I was part of the focus group, the design project and also Thinking Aloud.
We used participatory design events or workshops where the students were able to design their tool individually and in groups. And we also used Think Aloud sessions where they were able to work with an initial prototype and tell us about what was useful and what they wanted to develop further from that.
Students have been involved at every stage of the process and have had the main say in what this portfolio is going to look like. We've been able to say to students, actually you might be the experts in how this might work.
What it means is trusting students to influence and lead on their own learning and the ways in which we support their learning.
What is so important about this project is that it positions students as equal partners in the assessment and feedback process. The University of Surrey has a great reputation for teaching quality and student satisfaction, as recently reflected in our gold accolade in the Teaching Excellence Framework. FEATS has been designed by students for students and serves as a prime example of how staff and students are working together to create positive change at Surrey.
I think it's essential that they ask for students' opinions and they actually listen to us a lot with designing the project. So some of the key things that were said in the focus group from the very first session can be seen in the talk today as well.
We believe this is a really important direction for higher education.
The development of the FEATS project aligns closely with our learning and teaching strategy in three important ways. Firstly, it recognises the importance of learning gain. Feedback is an essential tool for learning, but only if it can be acted upon. Secondly, it recognises the potential for digital technology to be used in innovative ways to support learning and teaching. And thirdly, it makes creative use of learning analytics to understand and support student engagement with learning opportunities.
FEATS will influence academics by enabling them to support students to feel much more in control of their improvement on the basis of feedback.
I think FEATS is great for engaging with feedback because it actually makes you look at your feedback properly. You have to break it down into different sections and it shows you exactly what you need to do and provides all the tools you need as well to do it.
Instead of just forgetting about it and just moving on, you can really just take your feedback, put it onto FEATS, really start becoming quite analytical in your own feedback and really just trying to identify what you need to do and how you can improve.
Academics will be able to point students in the direction of the resources contained within FEATS, and therefore students can be independently working towards those particular skills.
And I think it's essential that as adults we take responsibility for our learning, and getting help from the staff is always essential, so bringing the two things together is just perfect.